start with one of the so-called secrets to Daniel Jansfield. The secrets aren't secret because they're secret. They're secret simply because most beginning people will never understand them anyway. They're just little bits that you can do, training that you can do whilst you're doing it in order to gain what the old yang style has to give you. And one of the most important areas of any Taiji training is balance. I don't mean just balance. I mean an internal balance of yin and yang. In order to get an internal balance, many things happen, and one of them is called sung, the Chinese word called sung. Sung is one of the most important things in your Taiji training, without which you will never reach the higher levels of your Taiji training in particular. So I'm going to give you a way of doing your Yang transform today, which will help you in your internal yin and yang development. In other words, giving you that internal balance. And it's a physical thing, because Taiji is so wonderful, you don't have to do any fancy mind games. You simply have to do the physical movements of Taiji correctly, and there are not many people doing it correctly all around the world, literally. You have to simply do it, the physical movements correctly, in order to reach the other goals of, some people call it enlightenment or all that sort of stuff, or just as simply, I like to call it balance. We all strive to get a balance of yin and yang, and when you have a balance of yin and yang energies in your body, you tend to be able to ward off all sorts of diseases, or fix up, or at least control those diseases that you might have gained through simply being out of balance, meaning 20th century living. 20th century living tends to put we as part of the animal kingdom out of balance because of the really sophisticated way that Westerners tend to live. We have some wonderful things, of course, in the Western society. Our medical advances have come forward leaps and bounds, and they're all great. But it all tends to be to the detriment of the way that we animals should be living. And so our bodies tend to get out of balance. When you have out of balance, you allow disease to creep in. Being in balance is like having a force field around you, stopping disease coming in. The human body is so strong, it's made very, very strong, that it can, at birth, we can usually ward off most diseases anyway at birth. And any animal, of course, in the animal kingdom that's born, and it's thank God we do have medical science, but any animal usually just dies if it can't keep it, it's not strong enough. And that's the way the animal race keeps strong all the time. But we humans have tended to override that in the past, and thank goodness we have. But those children who are born weak can now have a way of getting back to a balanced body and mind by doing what we call internal training. And so one of the ways is gaining sung. I'm going to give you not a new way, but a different way of practicing your Yang Chance form. You don't do it with Yang Chin First form, you only do it with Yang Chance form. And this will stay with you right through to your very advanced stages, but it will be less pronounced as you go on, that's all. So you see me doing Yang Chance form, you may not even see what I'm going to be describing to you today happening, because it's become so small now. But I can remember practicing it so much that my shoulder blades became sore after a time through activating the scapula so much during the whole form. Every move you have in your Taiji is just like a mini human body. We have a yin and yang part, and within the yin part we have a little bit of yang, and vice versa. And every move we do in our Taiji form, it was made to that criteria. The people who invented Taiji were such genius that they made a form of movement that comprised of many smaller movements, but each smaller movement was a micro of the macro. And so every small posture we do in Taiji represents the human body and the human brain. And if we can get each of the forms, each of the postures absolutely correct, then we then go around in a vicious circle and get our body correct. In yin and yang, such as the genius who invented Taiji. So it goes without saying that if we have 350 odd movements and they're all perfectly balanced, then you're really going to get a really balanced body and mind, yin and yang wise. So this way